Hello, good afternoon. My name is Eder Jonathan Lopez Sandoval. I am here completing the task of today. Now I'm going to talk to you, teacher. And I'm not working as an English teacher. I am a good student of this major, how to teach. But I think I have certainly a great experience talking about knowledge of learning of English to practicing in conversation clubs. The majority of the time I'm thinking about to develop my language skills through the time. I started to learn languages in specific English like 8 years ago, more or less. And my courses took Mexico City when I used to live there. Later on, when we and my family moved to Puebla City 6 years ago, I continued with my study of the language of English by online mode. And at Upixa IPN in CELEX in Mexico by online mode. Uh, I work it not in a school environment. I work in different kind of jobs like car service, gas station, selling things to the houses, a salesman, for example. Um, at the Bodega Obrera, I have worked there. However, I have never taught. I have never taught, but I realized that I have never take apart my studies of English. I will still continue developing the skills of different kind of topics of English. In fact, the four abilities: writing, speaking, listening, and I don't remember the other. Grammar. I always try to focus on grammar in my. I saved a lot of photocopies of my courses in IPN in Mexico, and I think they are useful because I can remember that we saw some stories in English reading, and the book that I first started to take it was the Headway from Oxford University of England. It was a good book. I mean, it was ideal to start to see the topics of English, how to discover the development of the vocabulary, tools, materials. A lot of I found different videos of listening at the YouTube and to in order to recheck or to redo it my exercise. Okay, later on when I have in my advanced courses, I use the Empower of the Cambridge English Empower, um, and I think it was a good material because with this, like it was advanced, I could discover a lot of ways to use the words or the manner that the writers we have to think about the English environment. A lot of stories with speaking, with listening were managed to think about in the Empower. And at the end of the course, we use a lot of advanced uh, resources. I continue saving the listening tasks because for me, one of the most difficult skills that I have developed is listening. Later on, writing because writing um, um, contains a lot of focusing in what you are trying to write to communicate. When I had a subject of developing skills on oral and writing, of the second semester, it was a kind of difficult due to that the essays that we developed in that schedule was difficult to try and continue. It's because I think writing is one of the most important skill in developing the English in a formal way. Okay, um, what kind of materials I would like to use for the future, or if I would be a good English that I am for secure that I will be, I'm going to be a good English teacher. Probably to the comprehension of the students. I mean, um, to focus or make the students, the young learners, to discover a new world of vocabulary. And we are talking about the teenagers of or adults, probably to show the different materials that I practicing with them, and mainly in order to make them to work and to develop that skills. Um, they are difficultly, I think, they are going to remember if you always manage to use the grammar rules, because they have to read, they have to imagine it, they have to write, they have to create something. It's so important that they develop the imagination, the development of that languages, but in a context that they get focused in, or they get engaged. Materials like listening, to make the I went to the library and I asked for this book, for example, New Ways in Teaching Writing. I mean, you have to use the materials sometimes of the library. For me, it's important because it's free, and you can develop new things that, for example, I have not a very high level of experience of teaching, but I try to use the books that I ask on the library of the web and my school, and in order to learn new skills or recommendation advices. I think it is important. And there is a book, for example, for children that I asked for discover. The name of this book is it's balloons. Sorry, balloons is the name of this book, and it contains a lot of activities for children. Because for me it was a long period of time to develop the skills of English. For me it was a desperate because I was not very in common with, or I was not focusing in social agreements on in the social environment. Or now you discover that you get rich and experiences when you are with people who have the same interests than you. This is the book that I'm going to read, how to use the materials in children or young learners that are not very uh, they haven't discovered that languages a lot like us, I think. Okay, I finished my presentation. How I say, my name is Eder Jonathan Lopez Sandoval. I'm studying the major of English teaching at WAP, and I like Mexican food, and that's all. I think it's the ideal video. Thank you very much, teacher. See you tomorrow. Well, Saturday. Thank you.